Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. A little bit of breaking news on the transfer front for the mighty Reds is that Nathaniel Clyne will join Bournemouth on loan until the end of the season. I'm interested to know people's thoughts on that and initial reactions and what have you. First thought doesn't seem like a great move for the Reds at the minute. We've seen that, yes, Trent Alexander-Arnold has firmly established himself as Liverpool's first choice right back, but we've also seen Nathaniel Clyne play games of football for Liverpool this season, most notably the game against Manchester United at Old Trafford. He played in the League Cup game against Chelsea as well, and we've seen a smattering of substitute performances. So that is a slightly concerning one. There is more transfer news as well that pertains to Dom Solanke. We'll come to that in a moment. But yeah, for those who just joined us, Nathaniel Clyne will join Bournemouth on loan till the end of the season. The thought, according to James Pearce of Liverpool Echo, is that Liverpool feel they've got sufficient depth in quality and depth to cover that. We know that we've seen James Milner play there in recent weeks. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez is apparently going to be back in training in the next couple of weeks as well. And then you got the likes of Fabinho. And as an outside shout, as mentioned once again by James Pearce of the Echo, that Kiana Hova, who he's only a new addition, he's 16 years old. We signed him from Ajax earlier on in the season. He's been training with the first team. He can also play at fullback as well as centre-half. So there is the possibility that he's just been, and Pearce references that Klopp's been really impressed with what he's seen from him so far. So is it a possibility that we could have another young lad about to break through? Because we know that we've seen Rafa Camacho link with a loan move to Sporting Lisbon of late. He would have been, based on what we saw in pre-season, another natural fit to come in and become an understudy or get his goal right back. There's talk of him leaving on a loan to buy deal to Lisbon, so maybe he's not quite as high of the pecking order as we felt he would be, again, based on those excellent performances in pre-season. We know Moreno's been angling, perhaps angling for a move. We know he's not very happy. We know his contract's up at the end of the season as well. Will Liverpool go back into the market for a ready-made fullback, or is there someone within the ranks already that they can use to bolster what we do? Because it does seem Clyne is at best third choice right back at Liverpool, so we don't desperately need him. He's not going to play the last 17 league games of the season, say, but we've seen Liverpool's need for him. So yeah, it is a bit of a strange one so far. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on that in the comments. And if you're watching, make sure you drop a like on this video for the algorithm. Dom Solanke's other piece of news. Neil Jones from Goal.com, our good mate, is reporting that Dom Solanke is edging nearer to a move away from Anfield as well. They're reporting that the loan move to Crystal Palace was going to be on. That's fallen through. Apparently, Crystal Palace had some question marks over his fitness and whether he'd be available. The talk then goes on to say that he will be back in training. He will be available shortly. We know he's not played for Liverpool so far this season, despite the fact that he had a relatively promising season last season, not in terms of goals, but in terms of his all-round play. Looked a decent lad. Gets his goal last game of the season against Brighton. Now Brighton are being linked with a move for him, and there's talk that it could even be a permanent deal, which is another one seems, I don't know, look, it comes back to, it's a very easy way to react to all these things, and you say, trust in Jurgen, trust in Michael Edwards, trust in the setup, absolutely fine. It does feel a little bit, the Solanke thing makes sense to me, but it makes more sense to me as a loan, unless you're going to get a really solid, buyback clause like we've seen with Jordan Ibe. We might just see that the lad's not good enough to make the grade at Liverpool, and that's absolutely fair enough. Of course it is, but it's it would be, the Clyne one makes less sense to me because, as I say, Solanke's not played, Clyne has played, and even in rotation, and if Moreno's maybe being a bit of a bad apple, which we don't know, if you speak to the press, we know that there's an underlying problem there, of course. I feel like we're maybe leaving ourselves slightly short in that regard, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do to Dom Solanke? If it was a loan move, would you happy? If it turned out that it was a permanent move to a Premier League club, what would your thoughts and feelings be on that as well? Let me know. And if you want more in-depth detail, we've got everything covered around Liverpool's transfer business this January on the Reds Transfer Roundup show. That is over on the redmentv.com. Sign up, try your free month, and get involved with all that, discussing all the ins and outs and potentials for all that, for the mighty Reds as we get really into the thick of January silly season. Other than that, thank you very much, everyone. Have a great afternoon. Wish Nathaniel Clyne all the best this season. Hope he does something spectacular against clubs that we don't like between now and the end of the Premier League. That would be absolutely amazing. Cheers.